me ask you something. What if love wasn't something you chase, but something you become? What if the very frequency of love could be generated from within you, biologically, chemically, emotionally, right now, without anyone else needing to be there? See, most people are waiting for the perfect person, the perfect moment, the perfect story. But manifestation doesn't work that way. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And the good news, you can change who you are in just 7 days. In this journey, we're not just hoping for love, we're reprogramming the subconscious. We're stepping out of the predictable past and into the quantum field of infinite potential. When you begin to feel the elevated emotions of love before it arrives, when your body becomes the unconscious mind, that's when the magic happens. So today, we begin not with searching outside, but by tuning in. By collapsing time and aligning with the future you, the one already in a loving, soul-nourishing relationship. Because to manifest love in 7 days, you must first become love. And that begins now. You attract who you are, not what you want. This truth sits at the core of every manifestation process. Most people operate from a place of lack. They desire love because they feel lonely, incomplete, or unworthy. But when your inner state is tuned to absence, that's exactly what you continue to experience. The quantum field doesn't respond to your wants. It mirrors your state of being. It's not enough to think about love or to make a vision board filled with ideal partners. If you don't feel love within yourself, if you haven't embodied that emotion, you remain energetically misaligned with the very thing you're asking for. Think about this from a neurological standpoint. Your brain and body have memorized a certain emotional state, perhaps fear of rejection, abandonment, or a deep-rooted belief that love always fades. These emotional patterns create your electromagnetic signature. And that signature is your personal broadcast to the quantum field. If your signal is broadcasting neediness or fear, you won't draw in a healthy, empowered relationship. You'll pull in something that matches your internal conflict. To attract a loving relationship, you must first shift who you are being. This means becoming emotionally self-sufficient. It means learning how to generate feelings of joy, worthiness, connection, and appreciation without needing someone else to provide them. You're approaching it from the inside out. You're approaching it from the inside out. You must first shift who you are being. This means becoming emotionally self-sufficient. It means becoming more successful without needing someone else to provide them. When you start to feel loved from within, when you wake up feeling grateful and alive without external validation, you elevate your frequency. And on that elevated frequency, you become a magnet. Not for just any relationship, but for one that reflects your new identity. The identity of someone who no longer seeks love, but radiates it. You begin to feel emotions like joy, gratitude, love, and inspiration before the external event has occurred. You signal to your body and the quantum field that the experience is already happening. Most people live their lives conditioned by their environment, waiting for something to happen to feel good. They wait for love to arrive so they can feel loved. But in the world of manifestation, that's backwards. Your body doesn't know the difference between a real experience in your life and one you vividly imagine with deep emotion. So when you teach your body to feel elevated emotions without needing the physical evidence, you start to align with the version of reality where your desire already exists. Emotion is energy in motion. The higher the emotional frequency, the stronger the electromagnetic field you broadcast. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. When you feel grateful for something you haven't yet received, you are collapsing the timeline between now and the future outcome. You're telling the field it's already done. That emotional coherence sends a very specific signal into the field, and that signal begins to organize matter in alignment with your inner world. This is not about faking it or pretending. It's about becoming chemically aligned with your future. If you can sustain elevated emotions for longer periods than you sustain the old emotions of doubt, fear, or unworthiness, you shift your biology and your destiny. Time bends to consciousness. When you are fully present, feeling the future as if it's already here, you remove the psychological gap that separates you from it. That's when synchronicities accelerate. You find it. That's when time collapses. And that's when love or any desire begins to move toward you with unimaginable speed. The quantum field responds to your inner state. This means that your thoughts and emotions aren't just passive experiences. They are powerful, energetic broadcasts that interact with the very fabric of reality. Every thought you think sends out an electrical signal, and every emotion you feel generates a magnetic field. Together, they form your personal electromagnetic signature, which is your contribution to the unified field. This field doesn't respond to what you say you want, it responds to who you are being in each moment. If you're feeling unworthy, insecure, or desperate, then those low-frequency emotional states are what you're projecting into the field. And the field simply matches that signal back to you in the form of people, situations, and outcomes. You may have the clearest intention written on paper to manifest a loving relationship, but if the emotions fueling that intention are rooted in fear or lack, the signal becomes incoherent. Intention alone is not enough. It must be elevated with emotion to become energetically aligned. When your thoughts are focused on the future you desire, and your emotions are elevated to match that vision, metaphorical, it's measurable, and it amplifies the strength of your signal. In this state, the field begins to reflect back opportunities, encounters, and circumstances that match your new frequency. You're no longer relying on willpower or force to make things happen. You're allowing the unified field to organize reality around your elevated inner world. This is how you become the creator instead of the reactor. The moment you align your internal environment with the version of yourself who already has what you seek, you activate the mechanisms of the field to bring that reality into form. Gratitude for the future creates it in the now. When you feel genuine gratitude for something that has not yet physically manifested, you are energetically claiming it as already yours. This isn't wishful thinking, it's a neurological and energetic strategy. The body, when flooded with feelings of gratitude, begins to shift out of survival mode and into a state of healing, balance, and receptivity. In that elevated state, the brain and heart enter coherence, and the signal you emit to the quantum field becomes stronger, more focused, and more magnetic. Gratitude is the signature of receivership. When you are truly grateful, you are no longer in the energy of wanting or lacking. You are in the vibration of having. That shift is critical. Most people delay gratitude until something happens. They wait for the partner to appear, the relationship to blossom, or the external proof of love to show up before they allow themselves to feel thankful. But when you reverse that model and feel gratitude first, authentically and fully, you collapse the distance between you and your desire. In that moment, the future event starts to become biologically real. This is how you trick the brain and body out of the predictable past and into the imagined future. You fire and wire new neural circuits in the brain that mirror your intention, and you condition your body emotionally to the future you're creating. Now your body becomes aligned with your future instead of your past. From the quantum model, this is the act of becoming it before you see it. When your body believes the future is already here, the field must respond in kind. That's when unexpected coincidences unfold, when doors open, and when what once seemed far away begins to materialize. Because gratitude has brought it into your now. To manifest love, you must first become love. This principle goes far beyond simply repeating affirmations or visualizing a perfect partner. It requires a fundamental internal transformation. Becoming love means embodying the emotional frequency of love before anyone arrives to activate it in you. Most people are conditioned to believe that love is something we receive from another person, something external that fills an internal void. But in truth, love is a state of being, one that can be cultivated, expressed, and lived from without needing anything outside of yourself. When you start your day by tuning into the energy of love through meditation, heart-centered breathing, or simply recalling moments that made you feel deeply connected, you begin to generate that emotional state internally. Your body starts to believe that the experience is real, even in the absence of external validation. This is where the shift happens. Instead of searching for someone to complete you, you move through life already feeling whole. That inner wholeness is the magnet that draws in the relationship you desire, not from a place of need, but from a place of overflow. This emotional self-sufficiency is what shifts your electromagnetic signature. You no longer emit desperation, unworthiness, or fear of being alone. Instead, you radiate the qualities of love, compassion, joy, acceptance, presence. That signal is what the quantum field picks up on, and it mirrors back experiences that match that vibration. People who resonate with your new state begin to appear, opportunities for connection arise effortlessly, and most importantly, you're no longer waiting for love to show up. You're living in the experience of it now. From this elevated state, love is not something you find, it's something you attract, because you've already become it.